Today, we're counting down the 5 best LED headlight bulbs under $40. Because let's be real, $40 won't even fill my truck's gas tank halfway anymore, but it will absolutely buy headlights that turn a pitch-black 2-lane road into broad daylight. The trick, though, is knowing which $40 bulbs actually do that, and which ones are just going to blind everybody coming the other way.
Right, and here's the thing. We tested a massive pile of these, and the one with the absolutely biggest lumen number on the box, that's the one I'd send straight back. We'll get to exactly why in a minute. And Dean's precious under $20 pick, it actually outlasted a pair I paid $90 for. We'll name it, but you've got to hear the story first.
So, last winter, I'm driving home on Route 9. It is pitch black, rain is coming down sideways, my factory halogens were so dim I almost didn't see a deer until it was literally in my lane. I swerved, missed it by maybe a car length, heart is just pounding. So, next morning I'm on Amazon, fully panicking, and I do what everybody does. I sort by lumens, buy the absolute brightest sounding pair for $30, and slap them in that night.
And how'd that go?
Well, for 2 weeks, I felt like an absolute genius. I mean, everything was white and bright, street signs lit up like billboards. But then, my buddy texts me a photo taken from inside his windshield. He says, "Dude, your headlights are aimed right at my face." I had been blinding every single car on the road for 2 weeks straight. That's when I learned the hard way. Bright is not the same as good. And honestly, it's exactly why we built this list the way we did.
Time for a quick truth bomb before we get into the actual picks, because this is going to make the whole list make sense. Your stock halogen bulb puts out around 1,000, maybe 1,500 lumens, and it runs you about $10. Every single LED on this list claims anywhere from 6,000 to 40,000, so they are all technically brighter than what you've got right now. Brightness is not the differentiator anymore. Beam pattern is. Lock that in your back pocket.
All right, we're counting down from 5 to 1. Let's get into it. Number 5, the Forenner H11. This is the one I made Marcus put on the list, and yes, it is the under $20 survivor I was teasing earlier.
Very reluctantly put on the list, I might add.
Look, it's $20, sometimes 18 on sale. You're getting 6,500 Kelvin, which is that cool white look everybody wants. It's IP68 waterproof, meaning it'll actually survive a pressure washer. It's got a small built-in fan and a 60,000 hour rated lifespan. For the money, it is stupid cheap.
Okay, but here's the totally honest part. Forenner claims 800% brighter and 40,000 lumens. That number is complete marketing fairy dust. In the real world, you are getting a solid, clearly brighter upgrade over your halogen. It is not a lighthouse, and the beam pattern is a little messy if you put it in a reflector housing. There's definitely some scatter.
Okay, but Marcus, and this is the promise I made at the top of the show, this $18 pair ran in my beater Civic for 14 months, every single night. No flicker, no dead diode, literally nothing. That $90 premium set I put in the truck, one side went totally dark at 11 months. Price does not equal lifespan. That is the lesson here.
Okay, fine. That part's true. I'll give you that. If you've got an older car, a work truck, a beater, maybe a kid's first car, this is the I just need to see it night pick. Just please don't expect a perfectly clean cutoff line, and absolutely do not put it in front of oncoming traffic without aiming it first.
Says the guy who spent $90 just to sit in the dark.
Moving on. Number 4, the Ftevar H11. Now this one is for a very specific type of person. It's completely fanless.
Which matters because? Because if your headlight housing is tiny, think like an older Civic, a Corolla, any compact car with basically zero room behind the actual bulb, a fan won't fit. Or even worse, the dust cap won't go back on and you're driving around with a wide-open headlight assembly. Ftevar uses a copper board and an alumina body to dump the heat without needing any fan at all. It runs $25 to $30, 6,000 Kelvin, IP67 rated, and a 50,000 hour lifespan.
And no fan means there's no fan to fail, right?
Exactly. Fans are literally the #1 failure point on cheap LEDs, so going fanless is genuinely a really smart durability play. The downside is that without a fan, it can run hotter in a totally sealed housing, so just don't bury it in a tiny projector that gets zero airflow. I have a real use case for this. My sister's 2009 Corolla. The dust cap barely clears a normal standard LED bulb. This Ftevar slid right in, the cap went back on, and the whole thing was done in 5 minutes. That is exactly who this is for. Small housings, zero fuss. You put your whole family in budget headlights. Hey, I put my whole family in headlights that actually fit. There's a big difference, Marcus.
All right, number 3, Fahren. This is the one I tell beginners to buy sight unseen, and there's one single reason why.
CAN bus.
CAN bus. If you've got a newer car, like 2015, 2016 and up, a lot of them actively monitor the headlights through the computer. You swap in LEDs, the car sees that lower power draw, and it throws a bulb out warning right on the dash, or it makes them flicker like a haunted house. Fahren is CAN bus ready straight out of the box. For most modern cars, you don't need a decoder, there's no error message, and no 9 p.m. phone call from your mother-in-law. For 28 to 35 bucks, you're getting 6500 Kelvin, IP68 rating, and here is the real sleeper spec. A lot of Fahren listings actually carry a 3-year warranty, which is incredibly rare at this price point. Most of these only give you 1 or 2 years.
They also claim 95% vehicle compatibility, and honestly, that's the number I actually care about when somebody's dashboard is yelling at them and they have no idea why.
Fair point. Now, the beam pattern's pretty middle of the pack. It's not nearly as clean as the Cougar coming up at number 2, but the compatibility is the absolute real feature here. If you drive anything with a finicky electrical system, Jeep, Dodge, a lot of GM trucks, just start here.
Marcus, you just said start here about a $30 bulb. Are you feeling okay? Do you need some water? Should I call somebody?
Very funny. Okay, here's where it really gets interesting. Numbers 2 and 1 are where the budget aisle actually gets really good. But they're also where most people make the one massive mistake that ruins the whole upgrade. We're gonna hit that mistake right before the verdict, so definitely hold on for it. For now, number 2.
Cougar Motor. This is the one I'd put in my own personal car if I was capped at a $40 budget, and Dean knows it.
He literally said that to me in the garage last week. I have witnesses.
$33 to $38. You get Creed chips, meaning real name-brand LEDs, not some no-name emitters. 6,000 Kelvin, so it's slightly warmer than the others, which is actually much better in rain and fog. 60 watts a set, IP67, and a 50,000-hour lifespan.
But the main reason it's number 2 and not number 4 is?
Beam pattern. Cougar laser aligns the base during manufacturing, so the LED sits exactly where the halogen filament originally sat. And that is the whole game. When the light source is in the exact right spot, your factory housing does its job perfectly, and you get a beautifully clean cutoff line instead of just a massive floodlight.
Which ultimately means you are not that guy blinding absolutely everybody else on the road. Remember my deer story? This is the literal fix for it. Bright, but actually aimed exactly where it's supposed to be. Exactly. So the use case here. If you've got projector housings, this is your pick. A really well-placed LED like this inside a projector gives you that razor-sharp line and some incredible down-road throw. My one single gripe is the warranty. It's 2 years and I feel like it could be longer. My only gripe, Marcus would find something to complain about on a free pizza, I swear.
Number 1. The Sealight S1 Pro. This is the best overall under $40, and honestly for me, it's not even close.
Wow.
Strong words.
$35 to $39, depending on if there's a sale. 60 watts a pair, 6,500 Kelvin, IP68, a 13,000 RPM turbofan, and it's totally plug and play in about 3 minutes. Plus, it's CAN bus ready. And Sealight is one of the few budget brands with consistently strong reviews across thousands and thousands of ratings. That actually really matters when you're gambling 40 bucks on a brand you've probably never heard of.
And here is exactly why it edges out the Cougar for the number 1 spot. It's IP68, not IP67, full submersion rated. If you live somewhere where they salt the roads all winter, or you just pressure wash your engine bay like an absolute animal,
Like Dean.
like me, that extra sealing buys you real peace of mind. Plus, the fan spins much faster, so it runs significantly cooler under load. And cool LEDs live longer. Simple as that.
The beam pattern on this is good. Now, not Cougar good, but still very good. And the overall build quality just feels like a clear step up above the rest of this list. If I'm telling one person, hey, just buy this one and don't even think about it, it's the Sealight.
Agreed. It is the best all-rounder. Real talk, if you want the cleanest beam, you get the Cougar. If you want bulletproof and bright, get the Sealight. That's the actual top 2, and you really can't go wrong with either.
Look at us, actually agreeing on something. The comment section's gonna be so disappointed.
But hold on, before you go and click buy on any of these, we need to talk about the 5 crucial LED headlight mistakes, the stuff we genuinely wish somebody had told us before we started. First one, and this closes out that promise from the very start, stop shopping by lumens.
Seriously, the brightest bulb we tested, the one with a 40,000 lumen claim right on the front of the box, had the absolute worst beam pattern of anything we tried. Light went everywhere except down the road where you actually need it. It got cut instantly. It didn't make this list. Lumens measure total light, not usable light. When you're reading a listing, you need to look for filament position or 1-to-1 halogen size and a real cutoff line. That is the spec that matters, not some massive lumen number.
Mistake number 2, know your housing. If you've got reflector housings, the big chrome bowl behind the bulb, LEDs scatter in there and you will blind oncoming traffic. Full stop. Projector housings handle them way better because there's a literal lens shaping the beam. If you're stuck in reflectors, you have to pick a bulb that mimics the filament perfectly, like the Cougar, and then you have to do mistake 3.
Right, mistake 3. And this is a 90-second check that almost nobody ever does. Aiming. Park exactly 25 feet away from a wall on flat ground, low beams on. The bright spot should drop about 2 inches for every 10 feet of distance, and it should absolutely stay below eye level. If that cutoff line is climbing up the wall instead of dropping down, congratulations, you're that guy. Fix it before you drive anywhere.
Mistake 4, and it's the one nobody really wants to hear. Under FMVSS 108, the federal government does not officially certify aftermarket LED bulbs. DOT approves whole headlight assemblies, meaning the housing, the lens, everything is one big unit, not just the bulb by itself. So technically speaking, every single bulb on this list lives in a legal gray area for street use. Now, in the real world, millions of people run them with zero problems. But in states with strict inspections, places like Texas, Pennsylvania, New York, a really strict inspector can absolutely fail you. In states without those inspections like Florida or most of the Midwest, you'll literally never hear a word about it. So here is the pro move. Keep your old halogen bulbs right in the glove box. If you ever fail an inspection or catch a fix-it ticket, it's 10 minutes to swap them back and you are legal again. It is the cheapest insurance you will ever buy. That right there is the move. And finally, mistake 5. Skip the fan if your housing can't breathe. We said it on the Ftevar earlier, but it applies everywhere. A fan crammed into a fully sealed tiny housing just cooks itself to death. Match the bulb to the housing.
All right, final word from me. If you're watching your wallet, the Forenner at $20 gets you 90% of the way there. And it might even outlast the fancy stuff. I mean, that deer almost ended me. $20 completely fixed it. It's really hard to argue with that math.
And from me, it's the Sealight S1 Pro. $39, IP68 rated, real reviews, and a 3-minute install. If I'm only spending the money once, I'm spending it on the one I won't have to think about ever again. You can absolutely get great headlights for under $40. You just have to stop reading the lumen number on the box.
Aim 'em!
Aim 'em!
Seriously though, are your current headlights a danger to oncoming traffic? Or are you finally ready to upgrade the right way? Check your beams